One good move makes all the difference. The best way to predict future is to create it. Take a move. Create a future. Join Shobhit University.
As a young citizen of India, armed with technology, knowledge and love for my nation, with a vision of transforming India into a developed nation, I'm joining Shobhit University. What about you?
Aristotle truly said, educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Honorable Professor Ranjit Singh, the Vice Chancellor of Shobhit University, Gangoh, today's keynote speaker, Dr. Ramesh Unnikrishnan, all directors, deans, head of departments, faculty members and participants, a very good afternoon. Shobhit University was established in 2013 with an aim to create a conducive, enable academic climate to facilitate integration of the younger generation into the logic of the present system and to develop educational means by which men and women deal critically and creatively with reality and discover how to participate in the transformation of their world. I, Dr. Tarun Kumar Sharma, on behalf of Shobhit University family, takes this opportunity to welcome the keynote speaker, Dr. Ramesh Unnikrishnan, former director, AICTE, and my co-panelist, Professor Gunjan Agarwal, on this virtual platform to discuss extremely relevant topic of new National Education Policy 2020, that is technology use and integration, online and digital education, ensuring equitable use of technology. The recent rise in pandemics necessitates that we are ready with alternative modes of quality education whenever and wherever traditional and in-person modes of education are not possible. In this regard, the National Education Policy 2020 recognizes the importance of leveraging the advantages of technology while acknowledging its potential risks and dangers. India is a global leader in ICTE. Digital India movement is helping to transform the entire nation into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. Educational technology will play an important role in improvement of educational processes and outcomes. Relationship between technology and education at all levels is bidirectional. Extensive use of technology in teaching and learning removes language barriers, increases access for differently abled students, and educational planning and management. Learning should be holistic, collaborative, integrated, enjoyable, and engaging. We have to focus on our new generation as well educated, not well trained. The young generation must be well educated with the learning of enjoy and engage process. The fundamental principle of this new education policy is to recognize, identify, and foster the unique capabilities of each student. Though the new education policy 2026 to bring a holistic change in the education system of India, its success depends on the will and way in which it will be implemented. So to unfold the basic points on the aforementioned topic, today we are privileged to have Dr. Ramesh Unnikrishnan with us. Dr. Unnikrishnan joined AICTE, the regulatory body for higher and technical education, Government of India, as director in the year 2012 and was officiating the post of Western Regional Officer since 2013, controlling the states of Maharashtra, Goa, Dadra Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu. During 2014, he was commanded with the additional charge of Southwestern region and South Central region, with controls the technical institutions within Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, Kerala and Lakshadweep. Until July 2020, he held the post of Director of Approval Bureau at AICTE headquarters, New Delhi. He holds his bachelor's in Mechanical Engineering, Master's in Engineering Management, PhD in Management, PhD in Education, a Diploma in Education Management from the Executive Global System, Harvard University, and has about 40 publications into his credit. He has also authored 3 books and contributed chapters to 7 books in the field of education with globally renowned publishers. He has been Awarded Doctor of Letters by Lincoln University, Malaysia, based upon the contributors made in the field of education. He was instrumental in coordinating the Swachhta Awards and Clean Campus initiative of MHRD, Government of India, and was also the center head for the prestigious Prime Minister Special Scholarship Schemes 2017 at Srinagar. He had been nominated by AICTE as the National Advisor for the flagship scheme of Government of India, Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana. He has been awarded with the Visionary Leader 2017 by the Global Education Summit organized by CEGR New Delhi, the Young Education Administrator 2018 Award by the Research and Innovation Summit at India International Center, New Delhi, the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Lifetime Achievement National Award 2019 by IISER for the contributions made in the field of education, and also the Harvard University Global Systems Award, that is known as HUGS Award, in the year 2019. With this brief profile, now I would like to invite Dr. Unnikrishnan to reflect more focus on the topic. Welcome you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Tarun, for the wonderful and elaborated introduction made on me.
My pleasure, sir.
Thank you, Professor Tarun. So, the most honorable Chancellor of Shobhit University, Kuvar Vijendra ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor Ranjit Singh ji, then co-panelist Dr. Gunjan Agarwal Madam, Tarun ji, and all other faculty members and the invitees who are here in this session. Good evening to all. First and foremost, I express my thanks for inviting me as a former director of AICTE. Usually people never used to do so. Once we are out from the position, that's it. Okay, at least after 7 months too, Shobhit University has remembered, means thanks from the heart. So also beautiful topic that Shobhit University has chosen today, that is on national education policy and the role of technology. I think post-COVID, maybe from since March 2020, the maximum number of seminars, webinars, and workshops happened in the field of national education policy. Maybe every fortnight we are hearing one or the other workshops happening in any part of the country, and still doubts prevailing in almost all stakeholders' mind, like what is national education policy, how it is going to impact the prevailing scenario, and what are the desirable changes that we all should get ourselves updated so that we could face the challenges. So I think just before moving to my topic, I think already in the inaugural session, Punia sir was there. So he would have told about this topic, but again, I also would like to start with that. Like, see sir, we all are teachers, and we know majority of our students who are sitting in our class, their final aim is to get settled somewhere outside. Finally, when they speak, they all have some, even though we speak about our Atmanirbhar Bharat, made in India, make in India, all those things. When we see the mindset of the students, their final aim is they have some list of dream companies in their mind, either to do their post-graduation or research abroad and then get settled abroad. So, but when we see the reality, when the so-called foreign countries or the developed countries, they started thinking about what is formalized education, India was the country that practiced it in the form of Nalanda University. We all know during the 5th century, it was the first university in the world having students from 53 countries attending classes here. So that gives the enthusiasm. See, even now, even any one of us know like some part of the world how to reach. We are only aware about few airports outside, maybe Frankfurt or Chicago or New York and all. So maybe about so many years back, decades back, people traveled and identified our country, India. That too, Nalanda. Even today, I don't know how to reach Nalanda, frankly speaking, touch wood. So that time, people from the world, that time, no mobile, no aeroplane. I think they would have traveled by ship or something and they would have reached here. That was the amount of thirst the entire world had towards education. And the Nalanda, all the courses, maybe it is astrology, astronomy, mathematics, Vedas, medicine, whatever be the courses, the fundamentals, what were taught in Nalanda University was how to respect, what are the human moral, what do you mean by ethics, what are the values, how to like each other, how to respect each other, and how to lead a society bound life. I think this new education policy after now it is 2021, it again says the same thing in nutshell. How to groom the students in such a way like they live a responsible life, showing empathy towards the needy. Just like how to get a 5-digit salary in my first month itself, here we are aiming to groom the students so that let them feel what is the pain of the fellow Indians, and just to showcase to the world what was India, what is India, and what are the strengths we possess, and what message we Indians need to carry on to the world. You know, there was a study in 2016 made by Harvard University, which said it's related to genomics. And they told like an Indian born to Indian parents, if trained in the right manner, can become the master of that technology. This is the importance of we Indians. An Indian born to Indian parents, if we are trained in the right skill, then we will become a master. So this is the unique strength, and this is the factor for which the entire world is concentrating on India. Like if we get trained people from India, then nobody could beat us. And you know, in the present day, you know, the Japanese report says every 11th minute, the a prevailing technology is getting changed. Every 11th minute. Maybe that the research behind the laptops, what we are using now, maybe the research behind the automobile industry, maybe the mobile phone, whatever be the technology you see. The such intensive research is happening in the world, like every 11th minute, something is getting added. So this is the speed in which the technology advancements are moving ahead. And I think with the national education policy also coming ahead, I think the group who are going to face the maximum challenges are the teachers. That's what I would like to say, because you know, even today for a teacher, so the biggest threat for us is one is Google and one is NPTEL, YouTube. Okay, so the present day, the thing is that when we are teaching, we'll prepare. I think majority of us, we have the habit of how much ever experienced we are. Before a class, we'll just brush up and go, right? So on the spot, with this pandemic and all, now students are permitted to use laptop and mobile within the classes too. So whatever we are saying, the students are cross-checking it, maybe with the Google or maybe with YouTube, and they are crossing, sir, is it so? Google says so. So we are entering in such an arena where every minute we should also get our knowledge updated. I think when I should speak about me, so that I'm confident about speaking about me, right? Sir, in 1997, when I entered the teaching profession, so I was very passionate about teaching, and I had some teachers as my role models. Maybe either in my schools or when I did my graduation, I had some teachers in my mind, like the respect I gave to them, the stardom they enjoyed in the campus because of their charm and their subject knowledge and their discipline and all. So I decided like I'll become a teacher. But that time I never expected, like when I entered the teaching, and especially when the sixth pay commission came, whether rather than how good I am a teacher, more weightage is given where I studied. What about my PG? What about my PhD? How many publications? How many research? How many people I am guiding? How many I have produced? How many fund I have grabbed? So this is the change that happened in years, and teaching. I think apart from transforming the students or from transferring the knowledge what we have, the present teachers are more on to the other side, because to get existed in the present scenario as a teacher, to get survived as a teacher, apart from the desire or the passion we have towards the teaching, we should be equipped with the other skills too. That is, we should nurture research, because if I would have known like to become a teacher research is mandatory, then I wouldn't have joined teaching. I wouldn't have joined teaching, because I just thought like my knowledge, my communication skill, and it's such a wonderful profession, because I know when my parents came and all, how they showed their respect to the teachers and how they mentored us and all. Never thought like consultancy work, publications, Scopus Index, SCA journals, and all are going to decide whether I'll survive as a teacher or not. So these are the changes that happened in the recent past, and teaching or to survive as the teacher today is regarded as fundamentally the toughest job. for someone who is not that desirous or that passionate about teaching. And presently in our country we have with the AICTE, so in 20 as per the 2020 statistics, we have including the deemed to be universities, we have 10,964 individual units working in different part of the countries. And when we speak about engineering and technology itself, so there are 3,777 institutions which are offering UG in engineering, and about 1,900 which are offering diploma in engineering, and 103 deemed universities have came to AICTE for seeking approval, since they are offering engineering courses. For all these entities put together, on record we have about 7 lakhs of teachers on roll. 7 lakhs of teachers. If we speak about engineering and technology alone, all these 7 lakhs are MTech graduates. Among that, about 70,000 are PhD holders. So this is the rough statistics that we are having. And now, as I told, when the new education policy comes, here the routing happens in such a way like it is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, that all of you know. And is that every student who is complete so-called 12th, now we call as 12th, earlier it was pre-degree, now in the 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, when they reach that maybe 15 years, that 17 years age bar, every student is coming with mastering one skill. That is, he from the school days, from the later school days, the present high school system itself, the student has got a freedom like what I want to become. Personally, when at least when we all studied, majority of us, it was some relatives who influenced us, or their cousins or somebody settled abroad that influenced us on what I should become. And that would have been the reason. At least for me, it's like that. I never had a dream of becoming an engineer, but my parents were so adamant. Like, one of the cousin that time was in US, and that was the factor. They wanted me to become an engineer, and somehow I'm here now. So I think in the classes also we can find such students who have not come or who have not joined the course out of a passion on that. But the new education policy clearly says when a student is opting for a course, he very well knows why I am here, for what I am doing this course, and for getting this course, what are the desirables and whether I am having that or not. So here, when students from varied background, maybe passionate for engineering, or maybe passionate for law, or maybe passionate for arts and science, they are coming. So till now we had a thought process like the students, they have studied their science up to 10th, these are the subjects they have studied, and from plus 1 and plus 2 minimum they know physics, chemistry, mathematics, and these are the subjects they have studied. Only maybe the level of IQ may vary from top to bottom, but almost these students are from this background. But with the new education policy coming in, so the 60 people sitting in front of us, all the 60 may not be from the same system. Their strengths will be different, their weakness will be different. Only thing, they know why they are here for engineering, or why they are here for law, or why they are here for computer science. And so hence the law of the teacher, the role of the teacher also get enhanced. Like earlier, we know when we want to start one subject, we have a prejudiced mind, like students know this, so I can start from here. Here it's not like that. We don't know. Only thing we know, like they all want to become engineer, and they've come with a desire like I want to become an engineer. So from where to start, how to move ahead. And we all know, like personally, even with the latest this COVID pandemic and all those things, and when the gadgets are being spread all over the country, even now 64% live in the rural. And even today in cities and even in metros, there are hitches we are facing when we are conducting the seminars and webinars over these gadgets. In between, learned people, PhDs in computer science and all, and we need to tell them 10 times, sir, unmute your mic. It's not muted. Please unmute your mic. Sir, you are not visible. Kindly position. With learned people and in metros, if this is the situation, then we know in reality how these things are getting reflected when we go to the rurals, isn't it? And when recently one among the top IITs, one among the top 3 IITs, one director, I got an opportunity. We traveled in the same flight from Delhi to Bangalore during this pandemic, and he was telling, nowadays I am not opening my laptop official mail at all. It's all now students started sending abuses like, sir, somehow stop this webinars and start the classes in physical. This is what the students want. So when we say like technology is required and technology is what for tomorrow, but that physical presence and that physical aura that a teacher feels when the students are in front of them, that cannot be unmatched. Or no other, unfortunately, no other technology has been developed wherein a teacher or a student could feel like, yes, I'm sitting and I'm hearing. We all are teachers, or even though we prepare and go, we all know like when students are there, something automatically comes within us, right? Maybe some jokes or maybe some stories, and it automatically comes when the topic comes. But nowadays, when we are seeing the laptop and when we are sitting, we are more concentrated on whether I am looking right, whether my tikka is correct, whether hairstyle is correct, whether my all my garlands and all are being seen very well. So unfortunately, the orientation is going ahead. So I feel that the biggest strength of national education policy is that we are making the students to know what is rural India and how what I am learning and what I am getting developed, that skills or that knowledge can be utilized for helping the needy. I think that was precisely one rehearsal of that was the Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana what AICTE announced and we could do in 2018. And fortunately I took Kerala for doing it, and I was very confident. Like Kerala, we people are obviously, we always say like we are 100% literate, we are number one in that, number one this. So I thought it will be a very easy task for me to implement this Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana in Kerala, wherein there were 33 villages which are opted by various member of parliaments, and one college will be attached to that village. There were 14 riders, like what about sanitation, what about primary education, what about uh, the agriculture, how income can be generated within that village, and all those. There are some 14 riders, and that time came to know, like just in this 33 villages alone, there were more than, sir, 3,000 houses where there were no toilets, and there are ladies staying in that house. So this is the situation that is happening. So in a so-called highly literate state like Kerala, when this is a situation, then we can, that's what we tell, that's what I'm telling. In a state like Kerala, when this is the situation, then we can imagine what about the rural part, which is less exposed as only. So with this new education policy, so right from the first year, so we are creating that social awareness among the students. Like, this is India, and this is what is expected from you, rather than grabbing a 5-digit salary. This is what is being expected from you. We all know, sir, like about 75 years ago, the great father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji, had a dream. At the dawn of Indian independence, he had a dream wherein he told, like, no infant should be deprived of a cup of milk, no child should be deprived of education, and no youth should be deprived of a job. Even after 75 years, we are talking about express highways, multi-speciality hospital, airports in every village, and all big things we are speaking, and we are also showcasing some statistics also. But Mahatma Gandhi's dream is still a dream. Still a dream where our unemployment rate is very high. Our education GER, even last year, it's only 26.7. In 2004, when the opening up of colleges happened in India, that was the period 2004 to 2010. That was a period where the mushrooming of institutions happened. It happened because in 2004 our GR was 24. So that time the education policy makers told, just because the number of institutions are less, students are not getting an opportunity for higher studies. So we opened up the door. Welcome the trusts, welcome to the Section 8 companies, welcome to the societies. We are here to give permission. You show your land, you show your building, show some security deposit with you, we'll give you colleges. And when in 2004, the total number of institutions under AICTE was 2,200, that time GR was 24. And in 2020, when the total number of institutions under AICTE is 10,964 and the GR is 26.7. So just for an increase of 2.7 percentage of GR, we have created so much of infrastructure in our country. So how to utilize it? Then we started something called, see, now in national education policy also says, like, we are giving emphasis on vocational education. Every student will be coming up with a skill. Right from 2012, I think, if I'm precisely correct, right from 1998, this community colleges schemes were there, which were run as evening classes and all in various colleges, where in small community courses like maybe stitching, jewelry making and all were done. It never happened anywhere. 2012-13 we started NVEQF. 2014 we renamed it as NSQF. Then in 2017-18 we came up with PMKVY, wherein students will be given stipend too for the school dropouts. Come, study, get certificate and get employed. But all these things, it was not accepted well by the public. Only thing we could showcase some statistics like so many workshops were conducted, so many people attended. But when we come to the reality and to the transformations, the number of students who took the skill-based courses, vocational courses were very pathetic. So when we inquired with some parents, like your son, he's a school dropout, just you have studied till 6 and is going as a vendor. So why can't you enroll he or she for a course? But the parents were not accepting. They're telling, because somehow the acceptance to his vocational education even today is in a very bad manner. If they are not educated, well and happy, but nobody wants them to get educated in vocational education. That is the reality that we are facing. Even all the skill universities who have started in our country in the last couple of years, they all are from this year. They are trying whether we can start BTech in electronics or BTech in computer science or artificial intelligence. They're speaking about. So one challenge that while implementing this national education policy, all of us may face is that to create an awareness among the parents too on why it is so important, like the children to survive in the remaining life, mastering of a skill is important. So this one role also get shouldered on we all teachers, because the parents still have a faith on we all of us. They still feel, because this is the era when that time when my father took me to Kurunji Venkataramanna College of Engineering, Sullia in 1992. We never bothered who was the principal, who are the teachers and all. But today it's an era when even I can see my wife before selecting the school where my daughter is presently studying. She's checking who is the principal, what is her education background. Just it's a small school, okay, and the parents are so enthusiastic, like they are even checking on the quality of the teachers who are teaching in that institute. So that level has now been increased. So that faith they are having with hyper belief, they are sending their words to us. So this responsibility is with us to see like that faith is unbroken. We are returning back a 12th standard narrow-minded student who is coming to us. I'm telling narrow-minded because up to 12th it is I should become first in class, I should score A plus, I should be that, I should be this. So when we enter a professional education, this I ceases and it's we. Like it's all, we all know, like we all are, at least to some excess, to some extent, we have succeeded in the life because we all are team players, right? We know how to behave with others, we know how to move with our friends, we are open how to ask, what to ask, how to survive in a pandemic situation. We know it all happened because we were team players, and this team playing or this group dynamics happened during our graduation. Again, when we go to post-graduation and PhD, it is again narrowing down. From we, again, we are coming to I. But this graduation is a period where that broadness happens. So this also is another role that we teachers need to play when students come to us for graduation. I think with this only we started that induction program. AICTE has now made this induction program as mandatory for all the engineering courses and all. So just because of that. So initially, when this induction program was the thought process was happening, I was an unfortunate member in that committee, and the way in which they were elaborating, like these are the classes, all the classes. When I went and attended the 3-day initial workshop, so my outlook was that this entire thing, what I learned in the 3 days, is a stuff of just 1 hour class. It's all like each other, speak each other, don't shout at students, be a friend with them. All this is the same thing for the entire show. You can just imagine. We all are now very like just 1 hour teachers. We all are okay. Daily 1 hour we are teaching, and then we are very happy. So for teachers to sit and attend class for hours, that too in such a drowsy topic, you can imagine. So I was just broken heart. I came and I told Sasrabude, sir, this is not going to work. Okay, already teachers and all will start scolding us because nobody, first of all, university syllabus, it's so tight, And in between, we don't have this 12 days or 14 days to just waste by giving the same message. Take the students, show them the nearby places, create a friendship with them, educate them on why they are engineers, take them to the nearest village, how to behave with others, how, what is the teacher student relationship, all these things. But somehow we had pressure from MHRD and we insisted it and it started. And but when we implemented it, the second year, the same managements they told, like, sir, whatever it be, your induction program was a wonderful thing. And the number of students who have left the college after this induction program has now ceased off. Somehow they have created a mind like I should continue with this college. They don't have now any fear with the whether I can ask any, because with a friendly atmosphere they are entering the campus. The majority of the Indian campuses, when we see, somehow from where all the teachers and students will appear in the campus by 8:45, and by 4:15 will disappear. Am I right? Then maybe few faculty members will be there in the laboratories, whom the normal faculty members will see like he's a crack guy. That's why he's sitting off hours in the lab. And in the campus also, maybe few, maybe couples or somebody will be there. Remaining students, somehow they want to go home. So with this national education policy, it has been advised to all of us to create such an ambience in the campus so that the campus is live 24/7. And especially the libraries and the laboratories are open to the students whenever they want. And it is not a prefixed timetable like this is the time and only in this time you should learn this. The campus is open to them, and it is for us to tune ourselves like as per the desire of the students, which is the best time for them to learn or which is the best time they want to ask the doubts. We should be equipped with them. So for that, an entire teamwork of the management as a whole is required so that the teachers are first educated on what type of a shock we are going to face with the students from the new education policy background is coming to us, and how we as a team could survive here and shower 100% sincerity towards the faith the parents are having towards us. I think, sir, with this, I will just stop for a moment and will hear from my colleague speakers so that finally then we could conclude on if any other point needs to be spoken or not. Is it okay or should I continue a bit more?
Fine, sir.
Do you
Fine.
feel?
It's wonderful. You have focused on the team management as well as the team building is the main focus in new education policy, which what basically we learned during these seminars. The other part is that the focus is on training. Basically, now the education is totally focused on the outcome based. You know.
Yeah.
If we see the past, even the Indian scientists who are basically working abroad, the condition is brain drain. The issue is brain drain. They are embedding the artificial intelligence into the certain factors, multidisciplinary education basically. Now this is coming into the picture. We are trying to embed into our course curriculum. If I am not mistaken, this is what the national education policy says.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Though we were doing the same thing, now we are basically the era belongs to the machine learning, the artificial neural network, the internet of things, all these. But initially, these terms were restricted to only, the computer literates or the people having the background of computer science and engineering. But now what we people are trying to, just giving the equal importance to, to the each sector of the education so that they can learn these technologies, because these technologies are nothing. You can learn any technology within 15 days, if I'm not mistaken. I'm very sorry to say that, certain institutions are running BTech in artificial intelligence, BTech in data science. It's very hard to understand, for the a syllabus of 4 years, syllabus of 4 years, you are teaching the BTech in artificial intelligence. Is it feasible possible? Because these are the only technologies which you can cover within a semester, and you can just give them a specific degree. And the same thing was there with the choice-based credit system, CBCS. Most of the universities started with the special additional degree program with the BTech, the certificate program, I think, that was related to the CBCS. if a person is pursuing the BTech in computer science, can have a additional certificate course in management. That was initiated by UGC. If I'm not mistaken, it was somewhere in 2016 or 17, CBCS system.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Because I think the impact of the new education policy will take time, because first the teachers need to be trained, they need to be learned, because you truly said, when word is coming to us, this is our sole responsibility to to convert that raw material into a finished good. You know,
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
exactly. I was on deputation in Mauritius in 2014. Some students came and met me. They asked me about the syllabus. That was the first place when the student, just 12 pass student, came to me and they asked about the syllabus and my qualification. And in India till date, trust me, till date, they see the rank of the institution, they hardly see the faculties, they see the building, they hardly see the I'm not talking about the research paper, the publication, and about the degree, but the knowledge does matter.
Yes, sir.
But again, if you just conclude and come on the part of the government, this is my perception and these are my words. If you want to see the real peoples, so you'll find them in a private sector rather than in government institutions. The liberty, the liberty the faculties are getting in private universities are much far better than the some of the government institutions, if I'm not mistaken. They are providing 24/7 atmosphere and facilities. Even in our university, the library is open for 24/7. If any, though we are in the rural area, we are basically this university is settled almost 40 kilometers away from the the urban area, and established somewhere in the year 1989. So what basically I would like to conclude that from 1989, the shape of this town is is something different. Now it seems to be the urban. In 1989, it was just a rural place, but now if you visit, we kindly request you to visit this place. Definitely, you'll you love this place. That in 1989, if you compare, this is because of education only. This is because of education only, which is basically being provided by the Shobhit University management, and they are trying to skill the the students who are coming from the remote areas. You hardly believe that most of the students are even not having their the palm tops, or you can say the laptops. So, and during that pandemic time, it was very horrible to manage the teaching and learning process, but somehow we managed, and still we are trying to manage, because now we are into the new normal. Now we are into the new normal, and every day we are learning something new. So basically we are trying to learn something, because if you don't learn anything on a day, it is basically the wastage of life. We learn every day. We basically learn every day, and the same thing we are trying to our students. If you are coming to the institution, try to learn something new. You must have some takeaway from the institution, that may be personal, that may be the professional, and try to identify how can you contribute your learning to enrich the society. Because more focus is basically the definition is changing from I to we. You truly said, first we have to learn, we have to change our philosophy, mentality from I to we, then only we can serve the society in a correct manner. Do you agree with my comments, sir?
Yes, sir, absolutely. Absolutely. Sir, Dr. Tarun, I would just like to second you on one point. Like, see, any institute, see, as per this NEP, see, Shobhit University is a university. You are a university, you are a degree granting institution. By this NEP also says like by 2035, all these institutions need to get converted to degree granting institutions. Okay, for that, the biggest challenge that when we come to this private management or whether it is a government engineering college, the biggest challenge the present day education sector is facing is that we are very reluctant to invest on the teachers. We will never invest on teachers. Even for government also, their only investment on teachers are based on this QAP. Maybe for MTech or PhD, they send these people on government quota to IITs. And those teachers will come back and say, then they'll forget their graduation, everything and all IIT standard they acquired there. Okay. But so what I feel is that unless the management is ready to invest on teachers, this NEP, the final imbibing of the spirit of NEP is going to be a big issue. Just sir, my small college where I graduated. Okay, in 2018, I was at that time I was the director and regional officer of Karnataka, and my college invited me as a chief guest for the college day. And that time when I went there and saw the college, in that entire locality, the only thing that never faced any change is my institute. And came to know like for the past 4 or 5 years, the college was just running because of using one is my name. Like when AICTE comes, or Ramesh Unnikrishnan is our alumni, and one director of technical education was also a former teacher of that institution. So these were the two things they were managing the approvals and running the show. No improvement at all. And the teachers, they are coming and few teachers I met who were my teachers too in 90s. I studied 92, 96 batch there. And they were coming and telling, are you going to chairman's house? I told, yes, sir, chairman has invited me for dinner. Just tell them to increase our salary. Still, this is a salary. Just imagine my situation. Whom I saw as my role models and who inspired me to become a teacher. And just by starting career in a self-financing college in this young age, I could become AICTE director out of my passion and my respect, what I shower towards my teachers, and still believe I'm a very below average student. Just because of the blessings from my teachers, I could reach this position. And such teachers holding my hand and say, if you're going to chairman's house, you just tell them like, I told sir, what salary? And I couldn't disclose it now. Fifth pay and all are just like Silicon Valley for them. That is the things that are happening in the institution. And I told, and I proudly am saying this because I told my chairman, sir, a bit duress, but I said it in some other way. Like, sir, I told, sir, ACT has received a complaint, some anonymous complaint, like your salary is very less. So unless we put our gun on your head, at least give something and manage the show. But somehow we did it. I was telling, this is the situation, sir. And just imagine when our teacher is holding our hand, you just imagine that I graduated in 96. That time he was a teacher, means today what is his age? And 3, 4 people coming and selling, just tell him, like, because for them now protecting the job is the biggest issue. With such a mindset, sir, how we are going to groom the students? We are telling you, groom them, you do induction program, you tell them to like, you tell them to love, you tell them to respect. First, if I am not satisfied and my needs are not getting satisfied, with what mind I'll teach them? These are the reality which seldom people would like to disclose in public forum. When I was regional officer in Maharashtra also, sir, whenever I get a complaint like salary is not paid, I used to personally involve. 3, 4 institutions I personally visited and fought with them. Like if salaries are not paid, I'm not telling you to pay 1 lakh rupees. Whatever you are paying, you pay regularly. So this I used to, because for teachers, I don't know. For me, still now teaching is the best profession, and I am a teacher, but just because of my passion for teaching. And I'm sure all of you are attending this program also are teachers by passion. We should be respected. It's not like that. We demand respect. That's what I feel.
Exactly, sir. If you are a teacher with a passion, then only you can survive. Otherwise, just having the degrees and not contributing anything to the students and to the society, it means, it's worthless. So thank you very much. And over to Dr. Gunjan Agarwal, ma'am, please.
Thank you very much,
thank you, sir.
Doctor.
Actually,
Please, sir.
yes,
Yes,
can I ask
Doctor.
you a question? Yes. Before concluding the whole session, can we take some questions from the chat box? Actually, there is one viewer, Dr. Shrikant Gupta. He's asking something. So can I ask this?
Sir, we'll finish the session and we'll finish the entire session and ask the question so that we all can answer. No?
Okay.
We can share. Anyway, I'm not leaving. I'm sitting here only.
Exactly.
Okay, sir. Okay. Then, ma'am, please you continue. You can conclude.
And
thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Please invite the questions as well.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Very good afternoon. So now technology has become a part and parcel of our life, as you have explained all the things in a very minute manner, and you have shared your experience and the ground reality. And we faced those challenges during pandemic times. So relationship between education and technology is bidirectional. So this is the sentence there. Technology is a journey, not a destination. We have to understand. So technology is not our destination. We can make use of technology so that we can make our teaching and learning more effective. So technological interventions definitely improve teaching, learning, and evaluation process, supporting teacher preparation and professional development, enhancing educational access and streamlining educational planning, management, and administration. No doubt, technology is very useful, and we cannot survive without technology nowadays. So, of course, in national education policy, they have mentioned there will be some autonomous bodies like NETF, National Educational Technology Forum. It will be helpful in providing platform for free exchange of ideas on the use of technology, and it will categorize emerging technologies based on their potential and estimated time frame for disruption. This is very important. And it will set up standards for content, technology, and pedagogy. But my concern is, apart from these things, and you have explained all the things, there are many challenges. I think there's time limit, so I cannot take all the challenges. But my concern is human touch. Professional. If a person is professional, and of course that person is a teacher, and Guru Shishya Parampara, if we go back to our roots, and you have thrown light on glorious past of Nalanda University or India. And when we talk about our family, mothers, ladies, society, and relations, they play the role of a teacher. So such things are losing ground nowadays. What I think, maybe you would agree with this point. And when we discuss holistic development, Indian culture and roots. So we don't we think that we are losing human touch in education. So without human touch, education would be monotonous. So we have to take care of the thing. That's why a proportionate and a balanced approach is required to move ahead with a happy life. So this is the first and foremost formula. If we are not happy, maybe I'm a very successful person. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm getting more and more salary. But if I am not happy, if I work like a machine, if I'm just a part of the system, then I cannot make myself happy, and I cannot do justice with me, and I cannot do justice with the society. How can I make myself a good teacher if I am not happy, if there's no job satisfaction? So technology is definitely a part of our life. There's an impetus of technology recently in pandemic situation. And of course, survival of the fittest. Here we can consider, we can take this theory. And of course, no doubt, there is an impetus of, I again tell you, of technology during COVID-19. And survival of the fittest means one has to be skilled professional, putting technology and humanity in heart. So this is the bottom line. This is the way I can just conclude. We have to find out a golden mean, a midway between technology and humanity. So we use technology. We should be aware of all the things around us. We have to make ourselves number one, but we should take care of the fact we are not in a blind race. So with these words, I would like to take some questions also, if you permit. Yeah, the very first question is, Dr. Unnikrishnan, you are right that expectations of parents is also very high now, but the atmosphere and surrounding culture also give high impact on student thought process and their upliftment. So this is the view. And now he asks a question, how NEP 2020 will connect this part as far as quality education is concerned?
Yeah, madam, as the question is here, the expectations of parents are very high. Okay, this question I would like to answer with one example that I faced while I was the director in Mumbai. Okay, one among my close friends who is an expert with IICT also. So I was very good with him, and his only aim in life is that his son is securing a BTech Computer Science seat in IIT Bombay. No other aim in his life. Only one aim: my son should get a seat in BTech Computer Science, IIT Bombay. And continues, I am from South, and I don't have much friends in Bombay. So this was one among few persons with whom I used to go for food, or I used to visit their home and all. So unfortunately, a JEE result came, and this person could not get a computer science seat in IIT Bombay, but some other branch seat in the same college. Okay, and to my wonder, the very same day, my friend is totally upset, and he's running with Bombay University for taking a leave for 1 week. Okay, and the next day morning, husband, wife, that boy, so they are starting their journey to Kota. And it was a Saturday, Sunday, and he invited me to, if you are free, you can also join us. We are going for a drive to Kota, so that I want my son to join an entrance coaching center there, so that my dream is getting satisfied. And I am very interested in driving, so I told, yes, his Scorpio car. I told, yes, I'll drive, you people sit. So I am sitting in the driver's seat. The unfortunate guinea pig is sitting in my side. Both parents are sitting in the back seat. And since the journey started from Bombay to Kota, these both parents are sitting there with their laptop in the back seat and is continuously searching whether Alan is good or Brilliance is good. What about the feedback? Who are the teachers? Which entrance center is good? And this boy who is sitting here is nobody's asking him. And the entire journey, I'm telling madam, it took about 1.5 days for me because it was an altered journey. I never saw these parents speaking to this boy. And he was also emotionless, sitting there. Finally went, and it was my also first time physical experience to Kota. I saw this entire thing, and that time I became very relaxed. Like, I thought, who are these people? Are they real parents showering so much pressure on this person? This guy doesn't, it is not at all opening his mouth. It's just sitting like a robot in the car, and the journey is going on. When I went to Kota, there were hundreds of parents like this with their sons or daughters, all with smileless faces, parents with full tension. And these people finally put them in some entrance coach, some Alan or somebody they joined. And the only time I saw this boy opening his mouth is when we started our return journey. He told, Ramesh uncle, bye, see you soon. This was the only sentence that boy spoke in this entire 3 days. So this is, but finally, that again, the fun factor is that personally the student is studying in third year BTech Computer Science in IIT Bombay. So I think this NEP, the one among the beauty of this NEP and this schooling pattern is that I think this coaching center culture, it'll be totally broken, because rather than when we enter this I, with due respect to all the IIT graduates, I'm saying one more example is there in India. There is one campus that you can Google and find out. There is a campus where an IIT, NIT, and a government engineering college, all three are functioning in the same building. There's only one campus. You can Google and find out. It's not fair for me to disclose which is that campus. And I was a member of the governing council of that government engineering college when I was RO there. So then there I want, so three institutes are there. One is government engineering college, one is NIT, and one is IIT. So I asked the principal, like, sir, there are three institutes in this campus, and how could you recognize, like, who are the IIT students, who are the NIT students, and who are your students? And the answer what the principal told me, we laughed that day a lot. But my return journey, I was completely thinking on the present day education status. He was saying, sir, dear Unni, when I am walking through the campus, if a student wishes me, good morning, sir, then he is my engineering college student. If he smiles at me, then he is the student from NIT. If you don't even bother to look at me and with a tough face is sitting with a leg over another leg, then he is the IIT student. This is how I recognize which are the three categories of students. And we laughed a lot. So this is thing. So with the pressure that we are putting on the students, so when they enter the graduation, maybe in the top institutes, they cease to remember like me too, I'm a human being with feelings. And there are so many things that are happening outside only. It's not the race for who is getting the maximum package within the campus. That is not the life. Here NEP clearly says wherever you are, groom the students in such a way, like let them live their life, let them see the surroundings, let them imbibe what is it, and let them groom out to be. And but the beauty is that here somebody who is not having a passion for the whatever be the course is doing, for them NEP says the course which is not interested, then he's a wrong choice in that institute. This is what I feel. Maybe the location wherever the college is there, and this has to do in the presently we can see, sir. See, the recently we say like the rural institutions are dying, and all the institutions are coming to the cities. You just see, sir, majority of the government aided colleges, even personally, they are in very rural location. Very rural location. There are many government aided. I'm not talking about pure government. Pure government also, there are not that much takers in the rural location. But when we see the government aided colleges, they are still in the very rural location majority, and still there are takers. It's all depends on the culture what we create within the campus, and obviously the alumni strength. All these old colleges which are running now, the bigger one among the strong pillars is the strong alumni who are there. It's the mouth publicity what they say, and it is the support what they do. So I think the location and all, it won't matter. Parents expectations are too high, and we are forcing the students also in that way. But I think within the campus we can when we all are a team and we all are goal centered, then I think we could do justice to their dreams. That's what I feel.
Absolutely right, sir. Absolutely right.
Thank you very much, sir. This is very true. All-round development, this is what you call holistic development. Holistic, there is a harmony. So harmony can be gained when you follow these suggestions, and you're very true. So I think
Madam, that example what I told is a real life example. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
And I could feel that tension. Okay, because too much continuous driving, and in between I just switched on the music. Then the sir is telling, sir, आवाज थोड़ा कम करना. Why आवाज कम करना? Because he's busy in finding which institute his son should join. And at 3 days, I've never seen that parent speaking to that boy.
Yeah, people have forgotten how to live life.
Yeah, that's right. And he's a renowned professor. This is it.
Very true. Very true, sir.
I think.
Yeah. I think Mr. Somprab, sir, should I propose vote of thanks?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So thank you very much, sir, for this enlightening session. You have shared your scholarly observation and you have shared your experiences also. Very fruitful session. And it's a matter of great pleasure for me to acknowledge the contribution of one and all who are directly and indirectly, very supportive to make this program a successful session. I hope we all would get something new. We have already got something new and very valuable. So I'm grateful to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, for his constant support and blessings. Thank you, Dr. Tarun Sharma ji. Thank you, Somprab ji. Thank you, Dr. Divya ma'am. And again, I wish to thank you, sir. Thank you very much for this enlightening session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. And thank you, entire team. I don't know whether I 100% adhered to the topic what is given to me, but I think at least this much I should say to all the teachers with respect to anything with respect to national education policy, because we are the torch bearers. Like we should play the role of a torch bearer. That's
very true, sir. Very true. Thank you. Thank you once again.
Sir, thank you.
Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir.
तुम्हारा हुआ था